Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, seems to be working. Am I streaming now? It's starting. And I am live. Seems to be working everything. Okay, so hi everyone and welcome to my channel Hisame Art, where today I'm going to continue working on comic book pages from my story Niels Feynman's Time Traveling Adventures, which you can read for free on Tapastic. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much done with coloring in Clip Studio Paint. I gotta do in Photoshop the shading. Save as Photoshop document. So now I'm gonna open it in Photoshop. And since I did my dialogue and I saw that I have a lot of dialogue, especially in the bottom half of the page, I'm gonna need to adjust some of the windows, the panels, sorry, because I have too little space down here and too much up there. So what we're gonna do is just raise everything. And all of these masks, I'm gonna have to delete them. And now I'm gonna put them back. There we go, now I have a better fit. Close, close. And with my recolor here. There we go. Let's see how I'm gonna do this other one. All three of these, I gotta move them up. That will be panel 4, 5, and 6. Sorry about that, my tummy is rumbling. So that would make it panel. Okay, I think 5 and 6. No, 8 and 7. And right here I'm taking the tops off and extending these just so I have room for all of that dialogue that I mentioned. Am I still streaming? Microphone still seems to be working. And I have one person watching. Hi there. Welcome to my channel. Background ink. Background color. Okay, so let's get from a previous page what we need. Some basic information and the backgrounds. And then I'll get into the shading. Why is it so moved? I think June may have moved her pages. Gotta write June so I don't forget. Did you change the page format? So I'm gonna try and talk with her that, because I don't think I changed it. I mean, I don't think I accidentally changed it in the previous pages. So ideally these changes are not made so that you don't have any issues with the consistency. I gotta change a lot of things. Okay. Oh, okay. Delete layer mask. Niels ink. So here I'm gonna take a background from the other pages. Because it's the same background. I'm gonna call it chimney ink, chimney color. I think it's actually called the fireplace, this part, but so the background color next to the chimney fireplace, sorry. Gotta find it here, I think. Yes, something like that. Fireplace ink. I'm gonna delete this layer mask and add a correct one. And I have 2 people watching. Hi there. Now, before I do any shading or anything like that, I want to get in the speech bubbles because I have a lot of dialogue and I've noticed that if I do this before, it's gonna save me some time. So that I have like less to edit. So the sound is coming from her collar because she talks kind of like a dog from Up. Now what's up with this line here? This is just a random line got left behind. Oh, and while I'm at it, I'll do here's some details that I missed. So Marie is a cyborg corgi, and I like to make a joke that one of those terrible word puns, that she is a cyborgy because she's a cyborg corgi. Now, mashing up two words like this, it's more of a Germanic language thing. I don't think it's done much in Latin languages. Okay, so I'm gonna get for Marie an older page so I can get her to say so I don't have to edit the style again. For those of you that don't know, Photoshop has something called styles, and you can edit them from here. See, so it has a stroke and a gradient and a drop down shadow. And you can also save presets here in styles, which you can open from window. And I'm gonna put this in Marie's. Folder so that I have everything pretty neat and organized. And instead of bark, she's just gonna say because she's just frustrated with Niels. Hi June, hi Anna, how are you doing? How's it going? Can you hear me okay? Let's see. This seems to be working. I seem to be live. Should be okay. June, I think you may have moved the panels or they got squished a bit because here when I entered it in the file, like the panel layer was here a bit, so I had to stretch them. I mean, that's not really much of a problem, but just so you know that it doesn't perpetuate in the... Oh, it freezes? So, oh, damn. Let's see, I'll close my other things that I might have open. Let's see. And eating up my bandwidth. Because I have my bandwidth is yellow, so I'm gonna open this and close those. So I have just the YouTube thing. And now it's streaming live, it's healthy. I must have had some ads open in the other one. Better now. Can you hear me properly? Now my stream health is green instead of yellow. Yeah, you can hear me okay now? So I was saying that I think you might have moved the panel layer a bit. Like I said, it was here. It ended here, kind of like in this area. So just so you know, if you changed anything in your settings so the issue doesn't perpetuate. Because if I edit just this one layer, is no tragedy. But if I have to do it for every page from now on, that's gonna be annoying. So I don't know where that issue came up from, but yeah. I don't know, maybe some settings got screwed up on my file. I haven't found out yet, but I will check later. So just so you know, if you notice anything, it just seemed like it was a smaller format. So maybe one of the updates somewhere along the line or something just got shifted a bit. Like these mistakes can creep in on you silently, secretly. And then you don't know why things are not working. And it's you? Yeah, it happens. So my dad worked as a sound designer for a movie's soundtrack, so he took all the music and the dialogue and everything and put it together for the soundtrack of a movie. Yeah, and on the premiere of a movie, like he could hear one of the actors say to the other actor, "Hey, your breath is really bad." And he didn't hear that when he did the film. He only heard it on the premiere. And in one of the studios, like in the others, it did not. It wasn't audible, so I don't know on which of the soundtracks it was, how the thing was supposed to work. Because back then they had those magnetic tapes, so it wasn't digital. All the sound was on magnetic tapes, and they came separately in a box on top of the box that had the film on it. And until today he hasn't found out where the hell that was coming and why was it only heard in one of the cinemas where they played it. So I don't know what they mixed up with the tapes or what they did, but it was funny because like it's not something that, and fortunately for him, like it wasn't very loud, like you could barely hear it, only if you're paying attention. And you can hear it, one of the actors say, "Your breath is bad." Your breath smells bad. So yeah, it's just stuff that can get in there and be annoying. And you can't find out what you did wrong. I mean, you can suspect what you did do wrong, but when you try and figure out where exactly, you can't pinpoint the issue. Now, I haven't been able to find out what sound you write in comic books when you fall down or like just sit loudly. Excuse me. So I'm not sure if it's plop, but nah, I think yes is too bad. I'll put it yes. I mean, I'm trying to give Niels like a futuristic vocabulary. Hopefully it'll be good. Next panels will be fine. Perfect. Season 2 of Westworld is coming. Anybody watching that? It's gonna have samurai robots this time, so I look forward to that. Like Bella slang in The Expanse. Bella Loda. Ah, yeah, good. Now I remember, yeah. But it sounded really South African, the accent. Like, first time I heard the narrator, I thought, this is a really black guy. And then it was like a skinny white dude. I was like, okay, expectations subverted. Beltaloda. Ah, Beltaloda. Uh-huh. Yeah. But I don't know, it just sounds like weird to talk in slang, because I don't talk in slang, and I did British English at school, so talking in slang is grammatically incorrect, but then again, a lot of the things that are now in the dictionary are grammatically incorrect. So, I mean, I imagine he'll start talking with, um, what's it called in English? Abbreviations like FYI and by the way. Beltaloda is a language spoken in the meteor belt between Mars and Jupiter in the TV series The Expanse. Yeah, I think it's really interesting how these languages change. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give him an evil. How do I write giggle? Giggle. Evil giggle. Have you seen the Emperor's New Groove? Let's see if I can find it. Emperor's New Groove, Evil Kitty Laugh. Hopefully I'll not get copyright strike for this. Let's see. Do I have my desktop? Should be able to hear it.
Drink the potion!
Okay, okay. Where did it go? Where is it?
Looking for this? Is that my voice?
Ah, this is bad. Emperor's New Groove. Evil Kitty Laugh. Hopefully I can find it. So something like that. I just loved Yzma, the character. I mean, you gotta watch The Emperor's New Groove just for her, so you can hear her evil laugh. Yeah, Kronk is also pretty funny, but I mean, I have a soft spot for Yzma. I don't know if you can read Evil Giggle too well. Maybe I should change the format for that, because like you can't read it. I don't know. I'll see. I think it's too small. Maybe I need to make it bigger. What format is this size? Oh, it's 10. It should be 12. Yep. Now it should be more visible. Yeah, more or less. I wish I could animate my comic, but no budget for such things. Like, there's only so much that you can do in a couple of frames. Let's see, how much room do we have here? I'm gonna have to cut maybe some of the dialogue off. I heard that some things like some hipster writers use old-fashioned typewriters so that it forces them to think more about what things are relevant and what are not, and to not write too much. Yeah. And I was thinking, well, why do they bother with that? Why don't they just do comic books, and then they'll be super limited in what they can and cannot say, and it will force them to think extra because that's what they want to do. They want to think more about what they write. And just do comics, man. Do comics. You can have like a whole book with stick figures and speech bubbles. And you have like less room to write than in a tweet. Like in a tweet you can write so much more. Don't you wanna, my what's the rest of that song? Because I have wanna in the American English version of the dictionary for Word documents, but oops, not Erwin. Niels is saying this stuff. When they say that you don't need me, don't you? Can't remember. My husband remembers every song pretty much. Like it's enough that he heard it once and he remembers it. Like he has such an amazing memory for this stuff. It's supernatural. Especially for like snippets of a song, he can recognize the pattern and say, oh, they took it from that song, and I'm like, what? No way, it doesn't sound at all like it. And he's like, listen to it carefully, and then I realized, oh yeah, what do you know? I just don't know how he recognizes those patterns in sound. Because he's a physicist, he's not a musician. But like they do say on the internet that mathematics and music are on the same side of the brain thingy. So maybe. Why isn't it Erwin supposed to be white? I don't think he is white. No, I colored him gray with Marie's color. Dang. Okay. Yay, problem fixed. I didn't understand why he was so gray. June, do you want me to explain the holiday illustration to you now, or do you want to do it another time? Whichever is best for you. Yeah, I think there's no room for it. Yep, since you're on the stream, I can do it now. And if there are any issues, I can like show you quickly. So let's see, events. Where are you? Here we go. Open a post-it. Yep. So I try to draw this as simplistic as I can because there's just so much detail in here that it's gonna be hard to keep up. And I gotta open older events. Where are you? Events, there we go. And I want to open the New Year one. Where's the next? So let me know when you're ready, Jim. Is the same place? No, it's not the same place. It's yeah, it's in Shanghai. Yeah, it's in Shanghai, but it's a different view. So like their company building would be kind of on the left side and their home would be on the right side, and I'm gonna draw some other big buildings in the back myself, but just for you, this background should be enough. And I think I put it on the drive, the image reference. So this is the reference image. So lots of tight-knit buildings, Chinese traditional style, and then in the backdrop the city. If you want and have the time to kind of draw this little cafe here in the corner, sure. If not, no problem. Oops. There we go. And here, these two, the gray people sitting here, these are actually gonna be the servant robots. So like the same ones you drew last time, just no party hats on them because they're at home. So nothing decorative on them, just have them holding a plate with, I don't know, some food or something. And of course on the whole table here, lots of traditional Chinese food. I keep pressing. So a lot of traditional Chinese food, and then you have the whole family here, and you have the big family tree. So you can see what age they are. So for example, Neneneko that is going to appear in the 5th chapter. So she's like the same age, around the same age as Grandpa over here. So this guy, Grandpa Neneneko, which is here, and she's also gonna be an elderly Asian woman, and she is half Chinese, half Japanese. So you can look for whatever reference you want. Asia. So she is kind of happy and nice, and you can have her smiling. And she is discussing with her, let me see, family tree. So it's like niece. So she's discussing with her niece her prosthetic arm. And if you remember, you did a robot in chapter 1. Let's see, where's the robot? Like, you can take parts from him there as reference. Because both Niels's mom and her older sister were in a car bomb and she lost her leg and arm. So let me see, where was the robot I gave you? There it is. Yeah, so this robot here, if you remember, it had the you drew the entire robot, so you have all the hand parts and everything like that. And then it has like a little bit of hologram for it, like the cat lady had, the ginger tabby, sorry, had in chapter 2 when she was disguised as the grandma robot, and that was in page, let me see. Page 36, no, before that. Scratching his butt here. Oh yeah, page 35, so yeah, like in page 35. And she's like pushing magic button, and then the hologram disappears and you can see the hand. And her husband is not too happy that she lost a hand and a leg. So I mean, he's sad and angry and concerned. So I mean, he's not too happy. Of course, Alfred is Niels's dad, is super proud of himself because he did the arm, and he's talking to Neneko's husband. And then you had the how do I mean, like the grandma. She's Iroh's wife, so she's old, and like you can look for some traditional elderly Asian woman hairdos. Hairdo. So like usually something that is tied up, cause she's a rich elderly woman, so I mean you can try whatever you want, but not too much. And then it's gonna be Zuko is Niels' cousin, and Shumei is his mom, and like he's teasing Niels, and his mom is like, stop it, behave, we're at the family dinner, do not embarrass us. And she can have like a more, I don't know, simple modern cut, something less fancy. So something like this she can have, like short. This is more of a French style, but I think it's fine. I keep pressing the wrong button. So yeah, and a lot of Chinese food on the table. So this is gonna be pretty detailed. Oh, and Neneko has kind of those high-tech ear muff things. Kitty ear muffs, I think they're called. Oh, headphones, sorry. Headphones. Yeah, so even though she's old, like in her 70s or something like that, she has things like this on her head. Because it's 300 years in the future, so these would actually kind of be retro, I think. They wouldn't be so futuristic anymore. But yeah, something like this. Yes, and Alfred would still have like the goatee because he's still young, and Niels is like still a big baby. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, it'll be a lot to do the line art for it. I try to draw it as simple with as little detail as possible, because then you can add the clothing yourself. And let me see. Futuristic 3D printed clothing. And because there's so many characters, I think we'll go for some pretty simple clothing. So kind of flat for all of them so it doesn't take up too much of the attention. But you can put on the shoulders or something like that. You can put like something weird on some of the ladies. Some spiky stuff. There's something that looks futuristic. But mostly straight, simple cuts. Because after all, most of these people are either scientists or businessmen, so they're not gonna go for something too fancy, even though it's like a traditional holiday and you might spruce up a bit. So, suits, TV series, clothing. Like this TV series won a lot of awards for their costumes. And you can definitely take inspiration from their costumes, like simple cuts, like just this. They have like a crooked cut here. This is more loose on top, but tight on the bottom. Maybe some big jewelry. So you can definitely take note from this as inspiration for the clothing. It's called Suits. And it's about some lawyers. But the TV show got awards for the clothing, for the costume design. So this is why I started watching the show, because I wanted to see what all the hubbub was about. And it looks very nice. It's very clean cut and like easy to see. And you have all these references from every which side, because since they got the awards, they were like, well, we're gonna show off our suits, why not? The Axel earphones. What are those? Earphones. Let's see. Ah, yeah, a kitty cat. I think the rest of the text should fit since I got made more space. I moved some of the panels upward because it's already 4 and I want to get the shading done. Now I'm keep thinking about how to make less complicated illustrations for the holiday specials for you, and I've decided on the Saint Valentine's one. You're gonna have a simple illustration. It's just gonna be the cat, the ginger tabby. So you can look forward to February. I don't think I'm gonna do any New Year one illustration this year. And maybe if we can do some more pages in advance, we can have the December off. I don't know. Hopefully we'll still keep putting out pages, but we'll see how June. How do you anticipate this December to be for you? Like initially I was afraid I might have to go to Romania to do some paperwork. Yeah, the stool is upright, but it's okay. I'm gonna take the other backgrounds anyway and duplicate the layer, so it's no problem. Our arch nemesis, windows and chairs. They hates us. Oh, and stairs. Yeah, stairs are evil too. I mean, for me, they're evil in real life as well. I can't tell you how many times I've fallen on the stairs that we have here in our house. My husband said, if we ever have money to buy a house, no stairs. And I was like, no, but stairs are so pretty. They add so much interest to a house. Not the stairs that we have here. These are crap. But if we have our own house, like ever, I want stairs. And he was like, no, no stairs for you. And I was like, I want stairs. I can put paintings on the hallway thingy. I want stairs. Please, 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 please. And like, no. Yeah, I have fallen with the dishes, with the food and thing, and broke the dishes, and almost broke my neck, but it's fine. I still like stairs. I really like those fancy wooden ones that have a window with stained glass, vitralio. I don't know how it's called in Italian, but in Romanian it's vitralio. So I guess the only way I'm gonna get stairs is if I get rich enough that I buy the house and he can't say no. Like, I buy a house for us and he's like, well, what is he gonna do? Like, buy another house? No, he can't. He'll probably not have money if I'm rich. So life goal is be rich enough to buy a house with stairs. Because the husband is no help. He doesn't want to buy me a house with stairs. I mean, we don't have money anyway to buy anything like that, but, you know, still we argue, because I guess we don't have anything more serious to argue about except hypothetical staircases in our hypothetical house. But, you know, luckily for me, my center of weight has always been in my behind, in my ass. And so I've always landed on my bottom every time I've fallen. Because we had a lot of narrow staircases in the film university. So the economics university that I went to, it had proper staircases. But the film school was in this really old, narrow building that wasn't built for a lot of people walking up and down those stairs, and they were really narrow. I don't know, maybe people had smaller feet back then. But I have fallen so many times down those stairs, I can't tell you. And luckily for me, I always landed on my behind, so not much damage. Didn't fall on my head. There are a lot of really nice old buildings in Romania. I kind of always thought, oh, they're so small compared to the ones in Paris or other places that I've been to, but, you know, after being here in Michigan, everything back home is impressively large. They have pretty big skyscrapers in Chicago, at least. I can say that. Not as big as in Japan, but pretty big. I'm kind of sad I don't remember how the buildings looked in Istanbul. I haven't been there in such a long time, I don't remember. And in Ankara, I went when I was like 2 years old, so I don't remember anything whatsoever. Oh no, wait, the light is coming from the left. Considering how cold it's gotten here in Michigan, if I could visit a place again, I would definitely go to Turkey again, but in a parallel universe where there's no, I don't want to call them political unrest. How are things in Italy, by the way? Like I saw in Barcelona, they wanted to gain independence from Spain, so like police were beating up people. But I haven't seen anything like that happen in Italy, which I was found this to be surprising considering how, as far as I know, Italians from one side of Italy do not consider themselves Italian with the rest of the parts of Italy, so like it's somehow ethnically divided, but I can't tell the difference between the different Italians. Some on your island seek independence. Independence from what? Like, I'm curious. From Italy? From Europe? No fighting. Yeah, that's good. From Italy. And would they be better at managing themselves than the Italian government? Because I know a lot of people complain about the Italian government. Like, would they actually be able to do a better job than the current administration? Is like Sardinia an island oasis of non-corruption and good management? Yeah. We had our first female mayor in Bucharest, and she's just biggest thief out there. She's from the Communist Party. And I was like, you're the one to represent us women. Oh my god, no, I don't want you. Go away. Can't we have somebody else be a pioneer and break the glass window and so on? Couldn't we find something better? I don't know, I've never had to deal with misogyny in Romania. Maybe I was lucky. I had some friends that they worked in a video game company, so it was predominantly guys, and like she complained that she got less money than the other guys, but I was always in the graphics department and I tended to get more money than the guys. I don't know, maybe I was a tougher negotiator because I come from a Turkish family, and previously for a time I worked with some guys that they were Jewish, so I like had to negotiate. They were Israeli, sorry, not. I mean, they are Jewish, but they're Israeli and Jewish, so like extra negotiating needed to be done. So I have a like really tough skin, and so I didn't have that problem that I was paid less than the men. I was like, you pay me this, I am worth this. You not pay me this, I no work for you. Period. Something like that. The discussions usually went. You want to pay me this? And it's not fair. Cause there's a lot of black market work in Romania. So a lot of them will be like, oh, you know, I'll pay you more, but I'm not paying for your pension or health care or anything like that. I'm like, screw you. How are you paying me more? You're paying me less. You think I'm stupid? Go away. Why'd you call me to do this interview? You're wasting my time. Well, I didn't actually say it like that, but that was kind of what I was thinking. Now, fortunately for me, being a big city, I had to choose. Like, I had options. Like, it wasn't just one shitty company and that's it. You either work for them or you don't work at all. There are a lot of companies in a capital, so there's always more employment opportunity there. I don't know, does it seem to you like women are less willing to negotiate, or do you think they just, when an employer offers a salary, both genders take whatever is offered, and just usually they offer more to men or something like that? I don't know. Like, do Italians have this tradition of negotiating every little thing just for the sake of negotiating? Like, I know this is more of a Middle Eastern issue. Having to negotiate absolutely everything and discount. um, yeah, and in Romania is not so much. It's considered like gypsy behavior to negotiate. So for jobs you don't. No, I negotiate everything when it comes to my money, especially if the other person is rude and unfair. I mean, I generally start off as a nice person, but if I see the other person likes this kind of behavior, then out go my claws and I'm like, you think you're a tough negotiator? Take this. Wham. Because I know how some of them, you know, behave and what they value in this type of behavior. So I'm like, I can smell them if they're into this kind of thing. I mean, I've rarely had to negotiate a job offer. Like, usually women will not start with a bad offer because they don't want to negotiate and they don't want to waste time with rejections. I mean, I see this type of behavior a lot more in male employees. Hi, sorry. I can understand Italian to a certain extent because Romanian is may was born from Latina vulgaris. So there are a lot of things in Italian that I can understand by default. Some things I have to put a bit of thought into it, and to be safe, I often like use Google Translate to confirm that I understood correctly what that person was saying. And if like somebody speaks in Italian slowly at me, I might be able to understand even though I've never studied Italian. I had to study Latin at school, but we didn't really do much Latin. Nobody was really interested in learning it, because none of us was going to medical school or to scientific field like that, so we didn't really need it. But yeah, there are a lot of Romanian words that, especially I think Italians from the south will understand, and vice versa. Like usually when Romanians go to Italy, they're gonna go to the south, mostly from what I know, and I don't think it's just the employment opportunity. They go and pick strawberries there, but I think maybe it's like an easier Italian, I don't know. Or maybe that's just where all their relatives are. In construction, we have Romanian men. Yeah, usually. We had like a lot of when we needed something repaired in the house, like you could not find a good repairman in the summer. All of them would just go to Italy, and heaven forbid your sink or your toilet broke in the summer. You couldn't find any competent person to repair it. You're welcome, Sasari. Yeah, not much in your island, probably because the income isn't that great. So yeah, I had my toilet break in it during summer, and it was leaking and it was smelling so bad, and I had like this old decrepit dude come and fix it, and it like lasted a month or something like that. But anyway, finally winter came and all the workers came back, so I was like, please fix my toilet. Thank you. Where were you all summer? Oh, we were in Italy working. Good for you. Meanwhile, I had to sit with a leaky toilet. And that guy like replaced the plumbing thing that I needed replacing, because the other guy just put some super glue on it. I don't know what he did, but it didn't work. And then we have the annual inspection of the gas pipes. So some guy came, inspected my oven, and it wasn't working properly, and I asked him, can you fix it? I'll pay you, I'm desperate, please fix my oven. And he was like, no, this is not my job, don't you have a man in the house? I was like, damn you, I'm single. We just broke up. Thank you for reminding me. I have a cat, it can't do anything. And then I try to find someone to repair my oven, and that took forever. But now fortunately I'm married. I never have to worry about these things anymore. I'm like, husband, please fix. And eventually he will fix it, like takes forever. But it's funny, like he would have to fix for stuff for me, for his mom, for his grandmother, for friends of the family, like everybody. Because my husband actually knows how to fix some of the stuff, so usually everybody was like, please, 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 all the women were, fix this. Yeah. I would laugh so much at his expense, like, all the women love you, except especially the middle-aged or really old ones that their husbands are dead. They love you the most. And it was funny because the things that are done in the house are still so um, gender specific, like gender roles, that um, often, like, if you don't have a guy in your household, like, there are things that you just don't know how to fix. I mean, my dad did try and, like, teach me some of this stuff, like how to repair a wire or stuff like that, but he didn't teach me the more complicated stuff, you know, if the light panel on the hallway burns out, like, you have to replace the wires in the thing, but I think they changed that. You no longer have that system because it was really unsafe and like a lot of people get electrocuted. I mean, he got electrocuted once. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn that. I will hire a specialist, thinking to my naive self that there are still specialists in the country that I didn't know they all went to Italy. So yeah. And the girlfriend of mine, she stayed single for so long uh, that she actually started to learn how to fix all the things in her house because she lived in a really cheap place. So everything was falling apart. The plumbing, the electricity, she had to renovate the house. She had to learn how to put the what's it called, the paint on the walls and everything like that. And that's usually something that is done by men in Romania. So construction repairs, stuff like that, it's man's job. Like, women sew and iron and do things like that, and men do the electric and the sewage and the stuff like that. So she had to learn how to do all these things. And then when I was single, I was like, my dearest girlfriend, I love you, please come and help me fix my sink, because I had a horrible roach infestation and I had to take the sink apart to see where the little buggers were because I couldn't reach to poison them. So I had to take the sink apart, and then I wanted to isolate some of the piping again because it was leaking, and roaches love warm, damp places. So she helped me do that because I didn't know how to insulate, I think it's called, piping. Because when you open a pipe, for whatever reason, then when you put it back together again, you need to put some little white duct tape between the pipes. I'm not sure how it's called. Let me see. yeah, this thingy. So you gotta put this white thingy between the pipes when you screw them back together again. So I had no idea you had to do this stuff. Like if you open your sewage pipes or something like that and you put them back together again, you gotta put this white thingy so it doesn't leak and make a great home for roaches. Now fortunately I had them put before, but if I had to do this thing myself, like I wouldn't have known and I would just make the situation worse. So yeah, she became the man of my house because she knew how to fix the things. I didn't. I was like, "Senpai, teach me how to fix my pipes." And then she finally got a boyfriend, and her speaker burnt a wire, a fuse, something like that. And he was like, "No, no, no, I will fix it. You have a man now. You don't need to worry. I will take care of you. I will fix everything." And he couldn't because he didn't know what he was doing, and she knew how to do it, and she was just looking at him and just really enjoying the fact that he had no idea what to do. And in the end, she fixed it and like was showing him off like, "Ha ha ha, who has the pants now? Tough guy." What you were saying, manly man of the house? Who fixed the speakers again? And who broke them in the first place? I think he dropped some water on them or something like that. And so he was like, "No, no, no, I will fix it. You don't need to worry." But you know, now that I think about it, about all the single ladies that had to fix their own plumbing and stuff like that, like there have to be single men that have to learn how to sew and iron their clothing so they can go to a job interview. How do I express shock when a person that you can't see their face? Maybe his hands should have been different position. I mean, in Japanese you have the word hora, I think, and it kind of translates as "what? No way," or something like that. And I don't think you have the exact equivalent in English. What? Also, it kind of jumps from one panel to the other, but I just needed to squeeze in so much dialogue. Oh, gasp, yeah. Let's see here. And then Erwin's gonna give a really bigoted answer because he's a jerk. Actually got the inspiration for like this back and forth with what do British people eat? Oh, fish and chips. Because there was a video about traditional food amongst African American slaves, and one of them was like telling a story about, oh, you know, how white people are douchebags, and they say, oh yeah, watermelon and chicken are black people food. And first of all, I was like offended because I like watermelon and chicken. I love chicken. It was like one of my favorite animals to eat. I honestly can't think of a more British food than fish and chips. It's like spaghetti for Italians, fish and chips for British people, and schnitzels for Germans, sarmale for Romanians. What do Spanish eat? Paella? No, fajitas are Mexican. Pudding, yeah, they have those horrible puddings like spotted dick and blood pudding. I'm like, how desperate do you have to be to eat blood pudding? Like, how bad was your life that you had to resort to that, and now it's a delicacy? Paella. Hmm? We have a kind of blood pudding. Why do you have that? I used to eat it. Was it good? I can't imagine it being good. Like, what are you, vampires? Tell me what it's made out of. I mean, I don't have so much of an issue with the ick factor. Like, my grandmother secretly gave me testicles to eat. I was like, still better than some other stuff you've given me to eat. It's sweet. Creepy. Very, very creepy. It looks like a big sausage. I think I got some spaces here. Nope, it's just surprisingly even. Mr. said, do not disturb. I think cocoa too. What? So you have meat and blood and cocoa? And you make a blood sausage? Why? It sounds so bad. Like, don't let anybody hear that Italians make this food, because it will ruin your image as the best cooks in Europe. Like, if people found out what you guys did traditionally, it'll like ruin your whole reputation. Like, this is weird stuff that people associate with British. So, keep it a secret. Let them bear the burden. Let's see, Sardinia. I mean, it doesn't look that bad when you see it. You eat cheese with maggots too. Oh yeah. I mean, I can eat cheese with mold, but like worms, I draw the line. I don't like things being alive in my mouth. I like my meat dead. Dead for a long time if possible. So, I mean, you have these Tatar dishes. Let's see if I can find Gyudem Shibabik. So yeah, we have like these dried things, but it's just meat. It's only minced meat. It's like Tatar dish, and traditionally it used to be made. Dijon pullover? No, don't tell me that. Yeah, so this is a babik and gyudem, and they were made from horse meat or donkey meat, but now it's just beef and maybe pork or something like that. Depends if they're Muslims, the ones that make it. But like this looks like pork. So it wasn't made by Tatars and Turks. And this is really good. It's really tasty. It's one of the things that I really like. I don't think I've ever had one with horse. I think Gyudem is with horse and Babik is with lamb and beef. Doesn't look like horse meat to me. It's too white. Let's see, how am I gonna fit all of this text in here? Universities have botanical gardens. Check there. Gardens. Like, I usually don't split the words, but I just can't fit them. I think it looks bad. It's always weird, don't you think, when you have split sentences in a comic book? Like, you usually don't see that, do you? And I don't know if you can even split words in kanji and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe I'll rearrange them later if I see if I can fit them. They actually don't have any spaces between the words. Like, you can write them in just one line with no space, and it'd be fine. I mean, in Japanese classes, we wrote the words with spaces so that we would know when we started another word, because Europeans are so used to having spaces between the words that for them it's just difficult to understand how to write something without space. And I must say, it's like really confusing for me. In all the school books, you had spaces between the words. I wonder if they have spaces now. I mean, see, if you read the text, there's like no space between the words. It's just continuous, continuous. If you hit the end of the line and you're out of space, yes, you can freely split kanji. But you can't really split a kanji, can you? Because it's like an entire illustration. Like, you can split the word that is made out of two kanjis, but you cannot split the kanji itself. How convenient for them, you know? How easy it is for them to write in comic books. And I'll do it like this. And then I'll merge these bubbles and It should be good then. Found this one too. Let's see, what does it say? I should not come at the end of a line. Certain characters should not. And some characters should never be split up across two lines. For example, periods and closing parentheses are not allowed to start a line. I don't think we have that in Western languages. Many word processing software products have built-in features to control line breaking rules in those languages. Well, interesting. I didn't know that. Now starting to wonder how well did Adrian do my translations for Niels? Because I just broke the lines every which way and he never said anything, and all the people that watched my comic, they didn't say anything, but they were probably like, oh, this person doesn't know how to write Chinese, I'm out of here. Even though I wrote everywhere, I do not know Chinese, I had someone else translate it, please forgive me. Well, I only have, I think, 5 subscribers to my Chinese version of the comic, so yeah. I don't think anybody really cares. Where am I to stick this speech bubble? Tail. Oh well. It's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna end it here. So, this page will be published on my Tapastic account on Sunday. Every Sunday, new page on Tapastic. Sasari, if you wanna check out my comic, you can do so here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. And see you next week. Close. Oh, what? How do I close this? Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. You're welcome, Sasari. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.